Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again, and today we go back to a standard where a new version of Red Gwen has been making a lot of waves. If you're not familiar with this deck, it's a Riven Gwen deck that's really just playing more for the Overwhelm win condition, combining that with the Halo buff from the Gwen package, letting your units get really big in terms of power, and then you just put like a random Might in there, or just put a Kato in there, and you just end up with like a bunch of damage that most opponents cannot deal with. Part of the reason why this deck started working is because we have this card called Enraged Firespitter, which was released last patch, which already comes down as an 8 power unit for 6 mana, and also burns the opponent nexus by 2. So like you just put a might on this thing, and you pretty much just kill the opponent's nexus, right? So this is kind of what this deck is trying to do. Just kind of find like that one combo turn where you can just go all in the might and just push through the opponent's defenses to just win the game. So hope you enjoy the games coming up soon. If you do, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post LOR videos every single day. Enjoy the games, and I'll see you at the end for some mulligan tips and in-depth breakdown. In this match, we're gonna get Zed and Seraphine. This matchup is very difficult for us. Like, very difficult for us. It's too easy for the opponent to just remove everything that I do. I'm gonna keep the double foyer. I'm gonna keep the double foyer so that we always have like permanent units coming out. It's gonna force the opponent to have double removal to deal with the double foyer. And I think that's worth it. And I definitely want to keep my champions, because with 4 HP, they're a lot harder for the opponent to deal with than anything else. Unfortunately, not having anything for the first 3 turns, does kind of set me a little bit behind. No, that's alright. That's alright. Again, we'll go Riven, Foyer, Gwen.
The past is a burden we must learn to bear.
Overwhelm already. Eh? Giving the opponent's getting too much time. Oh wow. Opponent's getting too much time to just chillax. I do like the Gwen next turn though. I like the Gwen next turn because that way we double up on the Halo buff. And the Gwen is another like 4 health unit that the opponent has to watch out for. I could have gone for the haste spike that turn, I guess. And that probably could have been correct. Let's go Gwen first. Tag out already? Tag out already? Sure. Sure. We can go... So I don't want to put damage on this Riven is my problem. So like having this Riven take damage, I think is a mistake. So I think I'm just gonna go like this and just start with 3 damage here. Let the opponent not block it. Pass, and then play Foyer or play Gwen again. If the opponent has Sett, we can play Gwen.
Technique is for lightweights.
And then haste spike.
Goodness, what is all this?
He's gonna kill the Riven instead. He's gonna kill Gwen instead. And again, letting Gwen die is okay. More or less. Because we have another one. Right, we have a second Riven, so we'll be able to level up the Riven anyways. The problem is how much removal they could have, right? The haste spike lets me kill the Zed once the opponent tries to kill one of my units. Yeah, so we can go like this. And that gives me the what I need. Now the opponent's gonna have to have stuns and other removals to really kill this stuff. The annoying part is that if I commit the blade on the Gwen, it's really easy for the opponent to just like to just bounce the Gwen back, right? So then bouncing that Gwen back is frustrating. If the opponent does nothing here, I probably don't put the blade.
Hey, mate, we whip up anything special for tonight?
So it doesn't do anything. I probably just don't put the blade on her, right? I let them try to bounce this this ribbon instead. Is that correct?
Make these pieces whole.
So I don't want to give them action to play that coin
The cost of war.
and get the mana back.
What a joy.
I think this is okay. Because they have to kill this ribbon, right? But the ribbon is hard for them to kill unless they have a stun. Or another tag out. And once they commit the tag out, I'll go ahead and play the haste back on the Ghastly Band to kill the set. Like I wanted to tap out. And there's the tag out. So there we go like this. And just pop this guy. We have to do it now before the opponent has space to play the coin. And there we go. I guess if we played the blade, we could have made it so the opponent would have taken more damage here between the Gwen and the Riven, right? We still have the Blade of Exile. The opponent could have another set, I guess. Back alley bar. Alright, so here we just go Kato and then Riven. So we'll go Kato here. Then we'll go Riven and we'll give the blade to the Kato.
When will I find peace?
And wow, they got that from the back alley barkeep. Are you kidding me? I mean, I guess that's better than something else that could blow us out. And we'll go like this. I guess this already has quick attack, so I could have done on the Riven instead. But I want the Kato to be the one that gets buffed. If we had a Might, this would feel a lot better, but we don't have a Might. You're gonna bounce back the Kato? Ooh, that's a nice kill. That's a nice Howling Gale. I didn't play around the Howling Gale at all. So now we lose the blade anyways. And they get to kill my landmark, which doesn't matter because we haven't. Oh no, they're gonna kill they're gonna kill the Gwen. Or they could kill the Riven, right? They could have Aftershock plus Mystic. They decided to go after the Gwen, which is weird to me because I feel like killing the Riven was better because now I can just get the Blade Fragments again, right? So now you're at the mercy of me not getting the Overwhelm Fragment here. You're at the mercy of me not getting the Overwhelm Fragment.
What is all this?
The Midnight Rebel, and so we begin.
So they still have 8 mana and everything costs 1 less. So they could still have another stun or a tag out. That's gonna be 5. That's gonna be 10. 11. Do we have enough for Lito? I think we might have enough for Lito. Because everything here gets doubled up by the Riven. Yeah, this is exactly 18, right? So I think opponent just, by killing the Gwen, I think opponent just gave us Lito. Unless they have a stun. So they need to have a stun. The tag out cost them 5 mana because they already used tag out before. So it has to be exactly Concussive Palm. And they haven't used Palm. They actually discarded a set there. They haven't used Palm yet, so Palm will be 3 mana. And they did enjoy it. Opponent got too greedy letting the Riven stay alive, right? If they killed Riven last time, we wouldn't have the Overwhelm. And the opponent would have nothing to worry about. So they might have been scared by Might, I guess, and I understand why, but yeah, GG's. In this match, we're going against Gwen and Sett. So they're very aggressive. We're very aggressive. But they do... Okay, well, okay, this hand is actually not bad at all. I like the haste spike as well to be able to kill their Sett. I was going to say, we kind of struggle... because of how wide the opponent goes.
We shall sing.
But we end up getting a pretty good hand to start with, so I think I'm cool with this. Have them block it if they want to. I think the elusive is really problematic for us. So I want them to actually block that if they wanted to.
Another guest. Wonderful.
We'll take the 4 damage. We'll take the 4 damage here and play the Riven. So we'll take the 4, play the Riven, then next turn play the Foyer and have access to Haste Spike.
When will I find
So it's gonna be a race. Riven gives me a pretty good blocker as well that the opponent has to watch out for. So that's pretty good. This is still pretty hard for the opponent to block. We just don't attack with the Riven. Okay, well, as I say that, they get the Sentry, so I guess we'll just pass and just chill. I don't want to give them the draw. I really don't want to give them that draw, right? Set. It does mean that we lose 1 more damage here by letting the Set attack and not just playing the Haste Spike right away. I don't know if that's correct. We could just not play the Haste Spike and just block, and save the Haste Spike for later. I don't hate that.
Is that all you got?
Or is it better to go for the Hope? I mean, I guess we're gonna get a lot of Hollow buffs, so I don't need to rush it. I want to see if the opponent goes Mark of the Isles, right? So the opponent goes Mark of the Isles. I lose the Riven. Do I want them to lose their Set? Do I want them to lose their Set, or do I want to keep my Riven alive? Or do I want them to lose the Apprentice? That's another option, right? You could also just say okay to everything. No, I think this is a time where we have to kill Zed, right?
There's still much to answer for.
We should have actually blocked the opposite way here. We could have still kept the Squire alive. Again, the elusive scares me a lot. The elusive scares me a lot. But because we have this Gwen, I might be okay letting the elusive hit us. Because the Gwen is going to give me a lot of healing here. So we can go Gwen, attack, and just get value this way. And then next time we can set up for the Overwhelms to finish the game. This lets me heal up, which is the important part. Opponent can get the draw with the Sentry. They're also going to give the Butler because they just want to buff up this Apprentice then. So it's going to be a matter of whether this elusive is going to kill us or not. If we don't get another Haste Spike or the Firespitter next turn, it's possible that the elusive can kill us. If the opponent has enough ways to summon ephemerals. I mean, that's not true. We have 16 HP. Okay, well, maybe it's more true now with 2 elusives. Maybe not. Sapling? Okay, so they're gonna try to pull the Gwen and then push damage. I'm not dying, right? And that's what matters. We can make this a fearsome blocker as well. So I see what the opponent's doing. I'm gonna just block like this and like this because obviously that's 8, 11, right? Because now the opponent has to really... They have to pull, like, they won't be able to... I'm willing to sacrifice my Gwen, right? I don't think I need my Gwen anymore. The problem here is that... I don't have a way to kill them next turn, do I? I guess I kind of do because of the Reforge giving me the Challenger. So we can go like this, play the Kato, and we'll have 2 units with Overwhelm. Yeah, we play Kato, and we can give this Overwhelm, give this Overwhelm. Let's go Quatus here. Can I kill them this turn is the question. Overwhelm. Quick attack. So this is 8 plus 2 is 10 plus another 11. This is already lethal even without us attacking here. So I guess we might as well attack here just in case. Like, this is already lethal here, right? Because this is going to be 8 and this is going to be 11 plus the 2 from the Gwen. Because I was thinking of holding this back in case that the opponent had another dragon ambush, so that we have blockers with the dragon ambush. But again, once we were able to give the Kato the overwhelm and also have the Gwen in the field, we get the double value from the Hallow, and both units have overwhelm, and we just win the game from there. So, GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Galio and Volibear. They have a lot of health. A lot of health. And that can get really scary really quickly. I'm going to keep this host so that we can start working on the Hallow buff first. Especially because we ended up having Gwen, so the Hallow buffs are going to be even better with Gwen in our hand. We have a chance of getting the overwhelm here, 32% chance. Haze Spike is not bad.
All right, let's get to work.
You have the elixir? Okay, they don't have the elixir.
My work.
They don't have the elixir. If we get Riven, that quick attack would be so good here. I don't want to play this. I want that
I sculpt what others only dream of.
I want that extra health on something better than just this, guys.
Yeah, that's a bit better.
So, the annoying part is that this can still kill Gwen, right? Regardless of what we do. I guess not true, because for the opponent to attack, they have to hit themselves into here. But they can still kill Gwen if they have the other thing. If I had Riven last time, that would have been so nice. Firespitter is really nice as well. I kind of just like the Kato. And giving the Kato quick attack. The Kato is better because if the opponent has the strike, they're only getting 2 health. So it's not enough to kill Kato.
Slight adjustment.
There's a lot of damage, no matter how you spin it.
Still.
Yeah, they have to block like this. They can still have the strike to kill Kato with. They have a lot of value here with their multiple balance. So there's going to be a lot of damage that we're taking. I'm just not going to play around the strike, right? I cannot afford to play around the strike. If the opponent has the strike, they have it. We'll go Gwen.
Wonderful world.
That makes the Squire a lot worse. So I still go for the Squire, I think. Just so that we can get, like, another value card. We can soften this guy up and then give it a might. I kind of care, but I kind of don't, right? So, what if we go like this, 11. So I kind of want to get, okay, so 11 damage, right? This is 8. With the might, it goes to 11. I can challenge.
What a magical place. Time moves so quickly here.
We go here after the fact. So I go to 11. The opponent can go down to... Wait, we have lethal. We have lethal. I'm gonna show you how. I'm gonna show you how we have lethal here. So we have lethal this way.
Know what Rune Weaving is?
We can drag like this, right? And then we can go ahead and play the Gwen Thread the Needle on the Mage Seeker Jr., which is gonna allow this to just go through. Alright, I found the line. I also was not counting the Sniff, so that's gonna be 2 extra damage as well, right? So the opponent goes down this low, and then we can actually just go... we can go like this. And that's lethal. This even plays around an Elixir of Iron.
A snip, a trim. That's better.
So by killing the Overwhelm blocker, the full 11 damage from this goes through. And we just win the game anyways, right? And the snips plus the additional 2 damage. So I'm glad I didn't get too jumping. And I found the line with the Overwhelm. And that's the beauty of Overwhelm. Just forget about blockers. You can actually kill them. So GG. In this match, we're going against the Mirror. So obviously this deck has become very popular. You saw it a lot in the Runeterra Open. So I'm not surprised to see more people playing it. I don't know that we need Quietus in this matchup. I also think Kato is a little bit too early. I think I want to see my Riven and my Squires so I can challenge the opponent's units. We get the Squire at least. We get the Squire, so that kind of lets me have a little bit of a challenger if the opponent plays like Riven, for example. I'm going to play it right now in case that I top deck the Riven. So in case that I top deck the Riven, I kind of want to play it right now. No, not a Riven top deck. Opponent gets their landmark, unfortunately. Is it worth it for us to attack into it? I mean, we do have the quick attack, so I guess it's okay. Sure. Let's just get the favorable trade here. That way we're not getting hit by this fearsome. Opponent could have Gwen next turn, but we have a blocker for the ghostly ban, and we're gonna. I guess we can play the strike of the ban instead, and be in a decent position. Yeah, I like this. Riven. But it's not what I expected. I still like the strike of the ban then. That way the Squire can actually kill the Riven next turn. So we're gonna go like this and just play Gwen and challenge that Riven with the Squire. If opponent has a Quietus, they have to play the Quietus now. There's no reason not to attack with this Ghastly Band. Yeah, so we go here, and we're able to challenge the Riven and kill the Riven. And also push a ton of damage, and opponent's gonna what? Just let me kill it like that? Interesting. That means that they must have a second Riven then? Or just a Gwen? So it's just gonna be a Gwen. Am I crazy enough to do this? I think so. I think I'm willing to stop their Gwen. Stop them from pushing any damage here. We have already used the quick attack fragment, so there's a chance that we get the Overwhelm here, right? There's a 50% chance that it's the Overwhelm or something else. Opponent has their own Firespitter. Yep. As suspected. We can let this one go, right? Because what we can do here, it wasn't the Overwhelm. We can go like this. Opponent will have to have a might to really get value out of this. Decides not to attack. Smart man.
Please, make yourself right at home.
You need to have more blockers in this. Okay. How do we do this then? I guess we can go for our own Firespitter. Or we can just open attack and force the opponent to block.
Tonight, it's young.
So I guess the opponent doesn't technically have to block here. I can force it so that they can block, that they have to block, otherwise they take too much damage. So they can block one or the other, right? But either way, their thing dies, and we get the Firespitter out of the equation. Opponent, we could have actually gone for lethal if we go and Macro the Isles, by the way. If we go and Macro the Isles, but I think I need to keep this for the Spirit Journey, right? So I need to keep this for the Spirit Journey so that I can potentially stop anything that the opponent might do next time to kill us. What I can do here is that I can actually go second Firespitter, right? So next time we have 8 plus 3, which is 11. So there's going to be 6. I won't be able to do Spirit Journey, but I will be able to do a Crumble if I wanted to. Do I get rid of the Challenger instead? Let's get rid of the Challenger instead. Let's go like this. Just get rid of any blockers that the opponent might have. And we gotta play second Firespitter on the Kato. And I guess just tap out of this. We could have actually won if we went for the Mark of the House last time, like I should have. Opponent got a second Firespitter here, and that will kill this guy. Oh no, they're gonna go after... Okay, well, that's better for me, right? Because now I can just go like this. Opponent could have their own Mark of the Isles, but we still have 3 units on the field. And we're gonna have a 4th one here. So I'm pretty sure we just win next turn. Even if the opponent has Smite here, that's gonna be 13. Plus 3 is gonna be 16. Yeah, not enough. Not enough. Yeah, they tap out of Maya as well now, right? We can play second host because we know that the opponent can always challenge this one if they want to. The quick attack lets them keep the blocker. That's a pretty good quick attack. So that's a great quick attack for them. Lets them keep the blocker. We just pass and then we just open attack. And even if the opponent has double fervor, we can just Spirit Journey to stop the double fervor. And then, yeah. So then we just open attack and win the game. Obviously, this deck clicks so much with me. When I brought it to the Runeterra Open on day 1, I went 8-0 with it. I didn't bring it to day 2, and the more that I play it, the more that I regret not bringing it to day 2. Because I feel like I just click with it, and I know what to do in each situation. So in this match, we're going against Jhin and Leona. Huh. What is the opponent cooking? I probably should have mulligan for my champions. I tend to get a little bit greedy when it comes to the blades. But if we have Riven, we have more blade targets, right? So that probably would have been better.
It's my time.
I love this Lulu. I love this emote. Like, it's so fucking funny. Yeah, I'm a fan of going for the blade fragments, right? So we're gonna go like this. Go here. If you're not gonna give me anything to block with, I'm just gonna push 6 damage into you, and it's gonna make you even more vulnerable to my stuff. I kind of don't want to lose to the opponent having like a stun unit, like a Sunhawk. So I'm just gonna go here. I guess I could have pushed more damage if I played around the Sun Guardian. We can play Fourier next turn. Any one of these units dying gives me another fragment. Why not play this earlier? I feel like you got greedy here. Like, I know you wanted to get the big unit here, but like, I don't know. Do I need the fragments just yet? I think I prefer to have the Hallow. I think I'd rather have the Hallow buff for now. Save the fragments for later. Save the fragments for later. So the opponent's gonna have Leona, right? Opponent's gonna have Leona here, which means that I still like this Kato, because we can kill Leona with the Squire. Oh, it's gonna be... So you finally get your thing, huh? You finally get your thing, huh? Let's go like this.
Want to show you something?
Let's force him to spend something to protect us. The idea here is that once we have the Overwhelm fragment, we can put the Overwhelm in the Kato, have Kato first, and again, okay. I'm cool with this. I'm so cool with this. I'm so cool with this. And we get every fragment now. So we don't even, like... You're gonna get so punished by using that Tailstones now. You're gonna have to have a second one. Because I will open attack next time. I guess Leona here is a little bit annoying. They could have like a Sunburst for the Kato. So they could have a Sunburst for the Kato. And that still leaves my Riven alive. As well as a bunch of Ghostly Bands. I would love to have another unit though. I would love to have another unit here that I can like get value from. I mean, I guess I can just go for Riven, right? I can just go for Riven. We have enough Halo buffs that this is going to be pretty big up. We don't need to actually play the other fragment. We force the opponent to have something that's fast speed to deal with this Riven. Because what happens here is that the Halo buff gets doubled up, so this goes to 12. So they can block here, and that will be 8 damage, but then one of these other ones will kill them. Like, this is lethal here, unless you have a stun. If it's just Pelkas K, I just press OK, right? I just press OK, right? What am I concerned about? I guess the opponent could be playing... Opponent could be playing Riptide Rats. So I want to just finish it now and not lose my units next turn. Like, if they have a way to actually trigger the Jhin and then go Riptide Rats. I do have these foyers that would still get summoned next turn, so I guess I could have just waited, but, I mean, if the opponent had, like, something better, like a stun, they probably would have just done it right away, right? They wouldn't have waited to go to 1 HP. So we can safely say that they don't have anything there, so GG's. In this match, we're going against Taliyah and Malphite. So, obviously we love the Riven here. The opponent's gonna have like stuns and stuff like that. So I'm trying to see if I could actually, if I need to keep, do I need to keep Haste Spike, I guess. I like the Rune Squire. And the host, I guess, lets me get the Hallowed triggers. We get the Kato. So we have some Overwhelm, and again, we have the Riven. Okay, well, alright, this hand is amazing now. This hand is amazing now. I'm gonna go ahead and just open it up with the host. That's gonna let me push 2 damage. I'll let the opponent play the Rock Hopper here if they want to. Right? Because we can just go for the opponent foyer next turn and get rid of the vulnerable landmark. So the opponent can attack if they want to. The only downside is that because we didn't develop anything last turn, we don't have anything else aside from just Riven. Like, we can play, we'll play the Riven here just because I want to start working on my Blade of Exile. But it's not doing like a ton for us. Opponent could also have ways to remove this, technically. Let's just go like this. I think I want to keep this host back because the opponent's probably gonna play their Taliyah here. So I need to have blockers that can deal with Taliyah later on. What we can do is that we can play Kato to begin with. And Kato's going to start threatening a lot of damage because we can give the Kato the Overwhelm and the Quick Attack. I don't know that it's Gwen. I think it's actually Wound Squire so that we can get the last Blade Fragment. And now, like I said, now we can give Kato Overwhelm and Quick Attack and also give the Riven everything else. We could also just go +2 here. Let's go like this. I'm gonna kill that 5/5 with the Rune Squire. Go like this. So we can kill that 5/5 by making the Squire be the first one that goes into the opponent. The first one in our attack. That's why I gave the +2 here, even though I technically done more damage everywhere else. You have stun or a way to kill this Kato. Lesser duel. Okay. I'm alright using the Riven. So now the opponent kind of makes it so that this is a little bit more awkward because I guess we can go like this and this will give me go a full wide board. Yeah, let's go here. Let's just stack up the opening foyer. So this is gonna go pretty high up. We can go here and we can go everywhere else. Opponent can block this, but I mean they're gonna just die here, right? This is 6, 7. Like even if they block here, they're still just taking too much damage. And this is what this deck does, right? Like, it's just so much damage with multiple units that are able to go Overwhelm. Like, even if the opponent didn't kill that Riven, the Riven will also have Overwhelm, and you have been just too much for the opponent to deal with. And that's what kind of has made this deck kind of rise in popularity, and that's without us even drawing the Firespitter or the Might in this game. So GG's. Hey, welcome back everyone. Hope you enjoyed those games of Gwen Riven. Honestly, I love this deck. I think this deck is super powerful, but it does have a weakness, and that's like if you're going against the Sionia PNC decks, right? Because they have both the removal and they also have like stuns and recalls, which can be really annoying, right? When you try to go for the big Overwhelm combo. But aside from that, this deck feels really good at just punishing a lot of decks that just don't have the proper reactive tools to deal with you. And that's kind of what we see a lot in standard. Like, we see a lot of these mid-range decks that don't have ways to punish you if you actually just go all in on certain units. And that's what this deck ends up taking advantage of, and why it kind of started doing so well over the last few weeks, and why it kind of showed up in the standard Runeterra Open as well that we just had, the last chance qualifier for Worlds. Overall, it's really strong. It's really strong deck, taking advantage of how powerful this card is. I think Enraged Firespitter is by far the best card that they released with the variety set last patch. We all thought it was going to be Boldier, but I think Enraged Firespitter takes that win between this deck and the Draven V deck that we've seen in Eternal. Like, it's just so good at just putting so much pressure into the opponent, because he has a really good keyword with Challenger, and he can also burn the opponent Nexus and remove an opponent's unit that has 2 HP or less. It's actually so amazing. But anyways, enough about like loving on Enraged Firespitter. I actually wouldn't be surprised if this card gets nerfed one day. But again, enough about that. Let's talk about Riven Gwen, right? The whole point of the deck is to try to find that one combo turn where you can just kind of go all in and just try to get the victory with these big Overwhelm units, right? To do that, we have to set up. We have to set up by getting the Blade Fragments so that we can get another way to get Overwhelm, and we're not just entirely relying on the Might. So that's why we really like Riven, the Squire, the 2 Squires, the Blade and the Rune Squire, so that we can potentially get those Overwhelm fragments, which will allow us to kind of put Overwhelm on something like Kato, and still be able to have Kato buff a different unit, so that you have 2 units with Might, with Overwhelm, for example, right? So that's kind of what you want to look for. It's kind of like a combo deck. So you're trying to set up by getting your fragments, and you're also trying to set up by putting as many Hallow stats as you can, so that you can get a lot of value from these units getting buffed up with the Hallow, right? So that's kind of what you want to do in the first, I want to say, 3-4 turns. You just played a lot of Blade Fragment units, try to get Hallow, etc, etc. Obviously, the Riven makes it a lot easier for you to get more fragments. So you're trying to mulligan for Riven and Gwen, in my opinion. Like, most of the times you want to get both champions, because they just put so much pressure into your opponent compared to anything else that you might draw. But again, we're trying to just set up for like this big lethal that's going to come down on turn 6, 7, or 8 by having all those fragments and all the Hallow buffs in the graveyard, just getting ready to set up for this big combo. So we go for the champions, we go for a lot of cheap units early on, try to do as much cheap damage as you can, try to get as many Hallow triggers as you can, and then eventually that's when you're going to start looking into developing your champions, and then developing your Kato and developing your Firespitter, so that you can start setting up and threatening the combo where the opponent is not careful enough. You can just have a big Firespitter with Might to just push damage to the opponent and just win the game. And again, that's kind of what you're looking for when you're playing this deck. You're trying to just find that big opportunity where you can just have this big Overwhelm unit and just win you the game. So the whole time you're just setting up for that. Just slowly set up for that. Because of that, again, you want to mulligan for your cheap units and your champions. Anything else with spells you want to kick away. Anything else that's too expensive you probably want to kick away. I don't mind keeping one foyer because he also helps us get the Hallow triggers. But really, anything that costs more than 2, or anything that's a spell, just mulligan it away and try to look for your cheap stuff instead, and then slowly just draw into your combo pieces as the game goes on. So yeah, really fun deck though. So again, if you want to climb before the next patch, this is one of the decks I recommend doing that with. So hope you enjoyed today's games. If you did, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post LOR videos every single day. You can also join our channel and become a member. We have 2 tiers, Gladiators and Champions. You can find out more in the description below about that, or in the join button next to the subscription button. Is the best way to directly support us. You can also find us on Twitch at Sirturmund. We stream every now and then, and you can also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those are both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.